What is up, guys? It's your boy Darth Revan, and today I have another recap for you from our latest CWL match, Week 7 versus Beast Mode. And just props to these guys, they really brought it to us this war, and we had to put out our A game and we stepped up, especially up top. Overall, all the town hall levels, 11, 10, and 9 really did a good job in securing those crucial stars, especially the town hall 9s. Like, we started off a little bit poorly, but our cleanup game was on point, and that set us up with a ton of scouts to throw at the top town hall 10 bases. So we were able to secure 2 town hall 10 B10 3 stars, and our town 11s were able to dip relatively well on the top town hall 10s, and the town hall 10 v11s were also taken care of relatively quickly. I think we only had 1 or 2 fails on them. I think we went 3 out of 3 for 5, if I'm not mistaken. So that was pretty impressive, and that also set us up for some 10v10 opportunities. And let's just get straight into the recap. Our first one is actually a town hall 10v11 by Nikki, getting a 66% 2-star on a pretty popular base, to be honest. I've seen this one quite a bit, and not only in CWL wars, but just regular matches as well. And I'm pretty sure this was there was a similar layout that was tripled by a person in Dark Looters. It was a 11v11 by Itzu or somebody. So we've seen this base before, and so we were comfortable with hitting it and securing the 2 stars. So Nikki starts off with Queen Walk to create a funnel for his dragons, because normally a kill squad will be pretty tough reaching that center town hall compartment. So what he wants to do is he wants to take his queen and wrap her around the bottom with her healers and clear that side of the funnel, and then he'll come in later with his king and king golem, I think CC bowlers, to as he drops them here to clear out this top side. It's a slow process. Can't make any mistakes, so you're like trying to time everything at the right moment. And Queen takes on the enemy queen, so drops a rage on her, and drops a rage on his king and bowlers so that they can clear stuff out. These bowlers softening up the storages in there, targeting sweepers, even though it's faced the opposite way. He has 5 dragons he's going to deploy in. He drops in 3 initially to see where they'll go, and then he reinforces with 2 in the back. Eagle locks on, but at this point the town hall is almost dead, and he's earthquaked that town hall set to soften it up even more. And he deals with the CC, which was a golem, so not much trouble for his queen. His queen will die shortly because of the eagle. If not, then if the dragons had got the eagle or something had taken out the eagle, the queen probably would have walked for a long time. But overall, great job to Nikki on this hit. And his queen peters out right about now. The eagle really smashes her up, but great job on the 2-star. Now next we're going down to my hit on my 11 Dutch Warrior. This was one of the last attacks of the war, I think. I know it was within like last 10, around the 10-minute mark. So I come in here, I was playing on Discord with Karl Marx, and he really helped like plan out the specifics of the opener here. But basically, it's just a CD Bolalo. Grand Warden's doing a bit of a dance, and luckily my wall breakers were able to survive that wizard shot. Queen was a bit off. I think I could have waited on her because, as you'll see here, she walks around. And it's not the end of the world because she actually ends up doing a lot of cleanup and taking out a lot of defenses. And so I drop a Rage, Buller's King, Grand Warden, keep her up, keep up my Queen and my enemy troop, my own troops, take out the enemy troops, and I was actually aiming for this air defense to go down, but the Bullers, they kind of rerouted to the other side of that compartment, and I start my Lalo. I don't bring a freeze here. This was actually some advice by Carl. He said if you can path your loons across an Inferno Tower so that it will absorb all those red bombs that will be in the area, you don't really need a freeze, especially if you can't really get much else out of it. If you've seen before, I couldn't reach any of the other surrounding defenses with that freeze. So that was a good base building design on their part. So I opted out for the freeze and just took a haste and went through that section. And I had a Rage and a heal to go through the core, and even though the air defense was still out there, just way too many looms for it to matter. Queen survives, and loons are pathing over to this Troll Tesla. The scout didn't pick that up, so I didn't see it until it was too late, and I had already dropped all my loons. So let's fast forward through the rest of this attack as cleanup is done and just the Tesla is there. Alright, so next is actually it's actually a treat. It's by Matthias on his 11. And yes, you're not seeing something else. It's 40 hogs, which is unheard of, at least for me. I've never seen a Town 11 dip with 40 hogs before, but this was a base that was giving us a ton of trouble. We tried to just go for a simple 2-star on it with another 10, but the compact design didn't really allow us to secure that, so we had to dip down with Matthias, and he was planning on this for quite a while, like scratching his head, and then finally he came up with this pretty creative strat. Just 40 hogs and then just down from around 10 o'clock across the base in a U fashion. So Golem and heroes to take out the queen and kind of create that funnel for the hogs. And he's just gonna drop down like heal after heal and freeze up this Inferno. There's a couple of reinforcing hogs here. He's hanging on to that heal because there's not much like damage coming at his hogs. So he's able to hold on to that heal until the very last minute when they absolutely need it. And the Grand Warden came in clutch here. He came in and boosted up his the life of those hogs. And that really was a pretty sick raid. Wizard on the Town Hall just in case something happened, but as you can see, like all the giant bomb locations were in the core, and so that freeze froze up the Inferno, and he was able to heal through those 2 sections. The rest is just clean up. Let's fast forward through it. But this was the last attack of the war, I believe. If not this, then like one of the last 2 or 3 attacks of the war, with like 0 seconds left, and we were going crazy in the chat. So the next one is by number 8 on Reaper on number 8. So he comes in with Queen Charge Bolalo. And so the scout, the scout was the one who actually thought of this queen walk, where the queen's gonna go down and pick off the town hall. And so that was for his 2-star attack on this base, in case, and so that the 11s can go for maybe a more risky strategy in order to get the 3-star. Because you always want to at least secure the 2 with the scout. And so, like, Reaper liked the walk, and he built up on it. He built off of it. Bowler's in, Rage, BK ability, and he pops the Grand War ability right now. Deals with the CC, poison for them. And bowlers are just wrecking at this point. They're just starting to peter out, but he still has his queen, and I think there's only one more air defense that will go. No, he doesn't get that air defense. At this point, he has really easy loon pathing clockwise around the base. Just hasting stuff through. Drops a beautiful freeze, catching all of that. The Wizard Tower, the Infernos. And this was, I guess it was, you can say it was a bit scary, because that quad Tesla with like air bombs in between, that can really do a number on your loons. And he has 1 haste in the bag. I think might drop that soon. It says speed his loons. Yeah, there it is. Pushes loons in, and it's just 2 hounds up tanking. They do a pretty good job at that. Not sure if they pop, but he has enough minions and lava pups from his other hound to carry him through the cleanup. Let's fast forward through the rest of this, and let's get on to the last 11v10 attack. This was also by me on Dutch. So a little backstory to this. We actually were trying to get this 10v10, and we threw like almost like 3 to 4 attacks on it, and like 2 of the first ones were like 85%, and we just had like this section up, and we tried to come at it from different ways, like loons through the bottom, loons through the top, like split hounds, and it was a mess. And I think if we had like just 1 more attack to throw on it, we would have got it, but at that point we had run out of 10 attacks, and we had no other choice but dip on it. And the opener for this did not go as planned. You'll see here in a minute what I'm... Yeah, okay. So this, let me pause it here. This golem was not supposed to go to this mortar. It was actually supposed to reroute to this Tesla, except I didn't pop the Tesla first. So the golem was already like gone to the mortar by the time I remembered to send in a loon to pop it. Because the idea was the queen would come down, she would take out these defenses and kind of sacrifice herself so that she doesn't pop the hound, and then the golem would stay here, tank, and then jump in with the rest of the kill squad. But the golem kind of reroutes, and at this point I was a bit worried that it wouldn't go as planned, but I dropped in a baby dragon, tried to salvage the raid. I put a jump in hoping for the golem to reroute. So at this point, like, baby dragon's taking all the trash, and I had to funnel off this lab so that my bowlers, when dropped, wouldn't go to it, and they would instead go into the center, the storages, and then golem finally reroutes. I was incredibly happy when that happened. And as soon as that golem started to reroute, I dropped in my bowlers on my king and my warden. Raged them up, dropped poisons. Queen finally dies out. Pop a warden ability, and I still have the king ability intact because I want him to beat through the walls. And at this point too, like, it was a bit sketchy since this air defense wasn't going down. I had to wait quite a while for it to finally die, because then I could start my loons and my Lala from the 2 o'clock area to avoid this sweeper. So loon heavy up top, just to power through everything. Bit late on the freeze. I probably could have made it earlier. Raged everything up. And at this point, there's nothing left in the base. The base is wrecked. Last air targeting defense goes down, and that was your tower, and right now it's just cleanup. Let's fast forward through the rest of this. I have a haste that I didn't really need to use, but with the pups surrounding the lava hound and they're about to pop it, I just sped my loons away so that they could finish up the cleanup while my own pups dealt with the enemy CC pups. Now onto the fun raids, 2 tunnel 10v10s. So the first one was by me on Dan's account. I hit this with my own account Hampo first, but I missed my, you'll see what I'm talking about. I missed my queen rage and she ended up dying on me, so that was a bit unfortunate. But Maddie was kind enough to let me use his account and clean it up. So baby dragon to funnel off, and queen will walk into this this nice little alleyway. She'll break through the wall here shortly as well. Dropped a poison, dropped a rage. I had to drop ability as well because I only brought 4 healers, and if I had brought 5, I probably would have been able to save that ability. But I knew from my previous hit that I didn't need it in order to deal with this Inferno, because there's only 1 point defense on her while she's taking it out. There's no skellies to distract her, so I just rage her up, and she beats through the wall, which was fine. King was to basically tank and clear up all the trash. In my previous raid, I actually wall broke this section, and I sent in like desperation wall breakers to help the queen, and they actually broke through this wall. And I thought of replicating that again, but it didn't seem necessary, and people who I was planning with, they told me not to, so I was like, right. Just haste loons, freeze coming in soon, and just the rest of the base is just done for. There's nothing else to stop them. Queen's still up, king is about to die, but he's done his job. I have 2 hounds pop, and all the loons are collapsing, and there's just way too much cleanup at this point. Like, I think almost every loon was like, there's got to be like at least 10 plus loons still up and around, just running around the base. So let's fast forward through the rest of this and get to the last 10v10. So this one was our first, well, this was the second hit on the base, and the Grundinator, he on his 10, he just does some crazy attacks. Like, he has like a unique composition that he brings to almost every Town Hall 9 raid, and he's been having a lot of success putting that on Town Hall 10 bases as well. So I mean, I'm just gonna call this the Town Hall 10 Grundinator. And he brings in a P.E.K.K.A, bowlers, and healers with them to like clear one side, and then he queen charges like another side, and it's I don't know how it works, but it does. So he actually got a 95% 2-star fresh hit on the base, and that was unfortunate. Like he went in without a scout, and he usually does that, and he like fresh triples. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it. He needs to like teach me this strat, but he gets a 95% fresh 2, and Carl comes in. Carl's just a beast. He's one of the great additions that we've had over the past couple weeks, and he comes in and basically like replicates the same attack, just a few minor tweaks, and smashes it. So let's watch his raid. Comes in with the queen walk at the, or no, my bad. He actually lures the CC at that wizard tower to pull the hound out, so he can deal with that hound early. Like that's what Grundy did. That was one mistake that Grundy did on his attack. He didn't lure the CC out, so he was dealing with the hound while inside this Inferno range, and that's what killed off his queen. And even like with that, he like his other troops were able to circle around the base and almost clutch that 3-star. But Carl brings in those couple of hogs to lure the CC and take care of that ahead of time, so he doesn't have to deal with it while like mid-raid. Wall breaks in, and Queen's just gonna walk her way down this aisle. He's dealing with a couple point defenses, but because it's like Channel 9 level stuff, level 40 Queen just eats that up. He drops in his bowlers already to start getting funnel. And he has a golem up top to tank and wall breaks that section in. A few wizards to keep the queen inside so that she doesn't have to lose her focus. King's down, his bowlers are down. At this point, it's just raging, and the thing is that Carl leaves this Inferno up because he took out all the defenses. What he's able to do is he's able to target that later on with a loon to soak up any traps, and then with a baby dragon to take out the Inferno. Drops in a jump to lead up to the Inferno. Then he drops in a freeze to keep his bowlers up. Baby Dragon takes out one Inferno and deals with this core. And at this point, there's nothing left. Baby Dragon goes down, but he still has one in the bag. And he had a couple giants that he didn't really need. So this base is just wrecked. There's nothing left. Just fast forward this a bit. King and P.E.K.K.A are... Well, P.E.K.K.A's almost at full health. King has a sliver left, and he still survives. So overall, great job to all our Town Hall 10s. The 10v11 2-star hitters, the 11v10 dips, and the 10v10 attacks. Everyone really stepped up this war, and we were able to come away with the victory. So this is part 1 of a 2-part recap. So the Talon 9 section will be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Until then, see you guys later.